without calling any names, did y'all, this really happened in our business, and I won't call the name, of a female singer who was asked to do the national anthem and was rehearsing it with her band, and they got through it, and she said at the end, she said, I don't like the way it says the land of the free and the home of the brave. I think it should be the home of the brave and the land of the free. And they said, you can't rewrite the national anthem. And she said, it's better that way. Can we call the writers? It wasn't Seeley, no.
Me either.
It wasn't Gene Shepherd, it wasn't Janie Fricke, but we could use a song from Janie Fricke.
Okay, I'd be glad to sing one. Well, I think I'm unplugged, ready to go, but on my way up here, you know, I started in this business as a studio technician, just doing commercials and studio work and jingles. And the way I got my first contact to come to Nashville was being in LA at the Palomino Club one night for an audition, a talent audition. So I got up there with my guitar and sang Rollin' on a River and tried to sound like Tina. And there was a man in the audience that gave me his business card afterwards and said, call me if you ever move to Nashville. And that was Tom Collins, who had one of the biggest publishing companies at the time. And I became his secretary and answered telephone and wrote letters back to songwriters who would write to him wanting a shot at becoming a songwriter. And it would say, good luck in all your endeavors. And then he would sign it. And I would send out these letters to people all over America. But thanks to people like him and working on so many shows and records, with all these people that I see, and Charlie putting me on his early shows and his band backing me up and flying all over America and Canada doing concerts with him. It was just a great stretch of fortune to be able to do my own records, but I wasn't even sure I wanted to sign a contract and become a recording artist, so they kind of had to talk me into it. But finally, Bruce Lundvall got me to sign the contract after convincing me that I should give up backup singing and try this. And then this little record came along, and so I'm still singing it. Wasn't sure I even wanted to record the song, but it goes like this. The producer talked me into doing it. So I said, okay, I'll sing the song. We'll see how it goes. Let's give a hand to all these pickers up here. Great. I just gotta tell you what I saw last night. I wish I was guessing, but I know that I'm right. She walked in this place with a smile on her face, and I wondered why she was alone. Every man watched as she swayed on by. The way she was looking, every woman could cry. And then I saw her sit down with her lawyer, and I knew what was going on. She's single again. Hold on to your man. She'll make us worried wives and bring us broken lives and heartaches that never end. She's single again. She's no woman's friend. Oh, she's making her move. She's got nothing to lose. Look out, she's single again. Well, is this number 4? Is this number 5? Tell me, how many husbands is she buried alive? She uses the favors that the good Lord gave her with the devil's desire. Ooh, I know she's thinking she's on top of the world. I've seen her working, and I'm warning you girls, she's single again. She's got away with men, but she better stay away from mine. She's single again. Hold on to your man. She'll make us worried wives and bring us broken lives and heartaches that never end. She's single again. She's no woman's friend. Oh, she's making her move. She's got nothing to lose. Look out, she's single again. Yeah, you know what I mean. Look at it. Thanks to the Carol Lee singers, too, and all the pickers up here. Thank you.
Great job, Janie.
Thank you very much.
Bill, I remember the first time that I met Janie Fricke.
I knew she was an incredible singer, and this is a little bit of trivia. But I think I'm quoting this right. I think the first #1 song that you ever sang on was when you came in the studio in Memphis and sang on my first record, Devil in the Bottle. Was
There's
that?
a devil.
I remember that so well. And I knew then you were destined for greatness.
And didn't you do commercials too? I know there's a lot of people here who have done jingles.
Oh, yeah.
My first jingle went to the moon. Apollo 12 with the weather.
Mine was...
They wanted to have the first jingle to go to the moon, so Pepper Tanner in Memphis sent that up on the space shuttle. Wow. Now, can you beat
I think,
that?
yeah, I think mine went up on 2 missions. On 2 missions. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. So I was there too.
What about?
But yours was much bigger.
For the seafood lover.
Yeah.
How about a little
Taco Bell.
I did Taco Bell for you. I've done every car and I've done every car and truck, every beer, soft drink, fast food. I mean, I've been lucky. I've been lucky.
Favorite one?
But and I did. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't for 7 years. But it's funny. I did Taco Bell, and the catch thing was like 59, 79, 99. Run for the border, don't waste time. Taco Bell's done it again. So I would do that. So I did that for 4 years. And man, they were flying me to L.A., putting me up in Four Seasons Hotel, first class, everything. I could sign for anything I wanted. Boy, I did too. I mean, I was wearing them out, and it paid, and it eventually went up to triple scale. Boy, I was rocking. So I thought it would never end, and then they replaced me with a damn talking Chihuahua. And that was it.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill, before you get too far from Janie's song, I got a story I got to tell real quick about women like that woman in that song. Okay.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
And there was this lady, and she was at the funeral of this woman that had been married 3 times, and she just cremated her 3rd husband. And she went up to her and said, "This something just not fair about this." Because she said, "I've been trying to find somebody to marry for years, and you got husbands to burn." Okay.
I had to do a commercial once. I had the flu, and I had to go in the studio and sing about wanting to be an Oscar Mayer wiener. And the guy told me I wasn't believable.
I think you are.
T. Graham was talking about being replaced by a dog. I replaced a dog one time and it didn't work out. There's a Chevrolet dealership, a big one in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'll just give them a plug. It's Adcock Chevrolet. And for years, they had this big beagle dog doing their commercial. And the dog lips would move, and it became a celebrity. And people would show up on the weekends, and they had these 8x10 headshots of the dog. And kids loved it, okay? So the guy who did all the advertising, the agency, had seen me do comedy so many times in Chattanooga. And that commercial had been on for so long, different versions with this big dog, that he thought they'd just change directions and hire me, which, and let me be the spokesman for a while, okay? And he paid pretty good money. I said, sure, I'll do it. So they spent a lot of money. We had different locations and had me under the hood, and I did different spots. And they started playing all those, okay? It was supposed to be a 13-week run. I lasted 2 weekends because they would get all kinds of calls. What happened to the dog? And so the club owner, we got time to negotiate for my next visit to that comedy club, He said, I don't know, James. He words around now that you can't even follow the dog. I'm going to have to lower your pay. You can't even follow the dog at the Chevrolet dealership. So they fired me and hired the dog back, the guy that owned the dog, So I don't put that in my resume or anything. I just shared it with you.
Don't forget Dollar General. After all.
That's right.
I was able to do Who Says a Dollar Won't Buy Much Anymore for 10 years. For them.
Yeah.
There ain't no,
No
lower
lower.
class than Tennessee
love
train.
Yeah.
I done a beer commercial, but I don't want to talk about it.
Why not?
I don't drink.
You don't drink?
I
and you
did
a
too,
beer
Gene.
commercial?
I did a beer commercial.
This
and
was
I don't
years
drink.
ago. Hubert Long said, call me, and this is almost 50 years ago, and said this thing will pay you like $5,000. I said, mercy. So I went down to Chet Atkins down to RCA Studios, and the guy said, here's your music. I said, sir, I don't read music. He like to had a heart attack. You don't read music? This guy said, we spent thousands of dollars getting this wrote up, you know. Chet said, she don't read music. So Furlan had cut one, I don't know, somebody else, Rosemary Clooney or something. And I listened to we done a 15-second, a 30-second, and like a 45-second. And I was out and gone within about 30, 40 minutes. And the guy was just scratching. He said, I can't believe you people. Because I didn't, you know. But everybody said, oh, you're drinking beer now. I said, no.
You're eating that chicken, though, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah. This is wonderful. We have a wonderful friend in Baldwin, Georgia, Springer Mountain Farms, and I've been doing a lot of commercials for them, and it's wonderful chicken. Now, no, I can't call names, but the other company says that they're all antibiotic-free. No. Our company, Springer Mountain Farms, is we got a thing from the Humane Society. We are the only chicken company that is endorsed by the Humane Society. And it's wonderful.
I carried commercials too far. Became part of my life. I did commercials for Po Folks restaurants. And it made Po Folks out of me. Boy, you ever done commercials other than for the Empty Arms Hotel?
I did them all. And they had no punchline to them. Just say I did Pringles. I did a lemonade. I did CarQuest. I did, well, you name it, and I did a commercial for them. And they usually ran for like a year. But like I say, there was nothing that ever happened, humorous. I guess I did pretty good because they kept me for the entire year. But I come to find out that sometimes you don't butt in. They hire what they call the hero. Like if you're going to do, I did Hunt's Ketchup. And I did that for like 2 years. And the most important thing is you have to remember is the product, not you. You can be Frank Sinatra. They could care less. It's what you're selling. They brought a tractor-trailer truck in filled with what they call heroes, which means that is the perfect label on the bottle. And an artist goes in and makes everything. And you get ready to go and shoot a scene. And they'll say, hold it, makeup. And I go, and they go right by me to this bottle over there. And they trim it up, and they said, okay. And I said, how about this? And they just, pow. On the way by, they hit me with a rag. Sweat just pouring.
Well, they use you to get the attention, and then the product is what they're trying to sell.
But don't ever forget that you're not the star. It's that jar of ketchup or whatever, or a potato chip, and everything has to be. I mean, they trim them. They take tweezers. That's their tools. That they're tweezers and droppers. That's how they put just the amount of ketchup they want. You go to order one in the store like that, don't look nothing like you saw on television.
Could we get a song out of Roy Clark?
Hey.
You've been sitting here a long
Our
time.
singing.
Yes, sir. Well, do you have any particular song that you'd like?
Yes, I do, because back in the dressing room, and we don't have a lot of time right here, but you were telling me that the great Mickey Mantle,
Yes.
the great baseball player Mickey Mantle, asked you to sing this particular song at his funeral, and you did.
Yes.
And I don't know how you got through it.
It started off as a little.
Here, Roy.
Oh, I forgot the wrong. That's going to be pretty hard because I'm going to have to hold the guitar in my hand too. But don't think I can't get her done. No, with Mickey, it started out, him and I were great buddies, friends. And it started out, he heard me do it at a golf tournament. And he said, I went back after I got through and sit down in the booth that we were all, Stan Musial and all these baseball greats. And he said, I want you to sing that at my funeral. Well, I laughed. I said, well, what makes you think I'm going to be here? I mean, I may beat you. And every time we saw each other, it was always, don't forget, I want you to sing it at my funeral. I have it on a video that he sent congratulating me on something. And at the end of it, he said, and don't forget. So it just went on. And when he finally passed away, Marilyn, his wife, told me that Danny, his son, was standing in the room when Mickey asked the doctor how much time he had. And he said, don't, tell me exactly. He said, well, Mick, you have about 6 days. He looked over at Danny and said, somebody call Roy. And that was touching enough there. But it became a celebration of his life instead of a funeral. All of his friends were there. All of the Yankees were in the church. So that's what made it easier. We talked earlier how that had to be so difficult to do. Well, it was difficult to do, but the fact that we were celebrating the greatness of this guy, and he loved to laugh. He was just a great person to be around. So that was filling me inside, so that's how I got through it. I thank you. Yesterday, when I was young, the taste of life was sweet as rain upon my tongue. I teased at life as if it were a foolish game, the way the evening breeze may tease a candle flame. The thousand dreams I dreamed, the splendid things I planned, I always built to last on weak and shifting sand. I lived by night and shunned the naked light of day. And only now I see how the years ran away. Yesterday, when I was young, so many happy songs were waiting to be sung. So many wild pleasures lay in store for me, and so much pain my dazzled eyes refused to see. I ran so fast that time and youth at last ran out. I never stopped to think what life was all about, and every conversation I can now recall concerned itself with me and nothing else at all. Yesterday, the moon was blue, and every crazy day brought something new to do. I used my magic age as if it were a wand, and never saw the waste and the emptiness beyond. The game of love I played with arrogance and pride, and every flame I lit too quickly died. The friends I made all seem somehow to drift away, and only I am left on stage to end the play. There are so many songs in me that won't be sung. I feel the bitter taste of tears upon my tongue. The time has come for me to pay for yesterday when I was young. There's not a soul in this room that does not identify with the words in that song.
Hey, gang, we got a new face and body. And the newest member, one of the newest members of the Country Music Hall of Fame and a friend of ours, Mr. Ralph Emery, is joining us. Good to see you, Ralph.
Well, thank you very much.
We're honored to have you here.
I've never done one of these shows.
Well, it's about time you got here.
I came by yesterday and peeped in, and then I told Larry I would come back tomorrow. And I'm delighted. I probably have insulted everybody in this room. I guess I have worked with everybody in this room at one time or another. So it's nice to see old friends.
We owe him a dime out of every paycheck we ever get the rest of our lives. We ain't gonna pay you, but we owe you.
He already got it.
But I am delighted to see all my old friends. Really am.
We're delighted to see you. So just
Thank
sit
you.
there and make yourself comfortable. Of course, for years, Ralph was the all-night disc jockey at WSM, played all of our records. Mickey Gilley's going to sing Honky Tonk Wine, so you introduce him.
I like this.
You
very
introduce him as the way you did on WSM or on Nashville Now.
much. Well, okay. This is happens to be one of my favorite Mickey Gilley songs, and Mickey called me one day when I was doing Pop Goes to the Country, and he said, "I got this kid I'd like to bring with me, and I'll do the show if you'll let me bring him." And I said, "Well, who is he?" He said, "Well, his name is Johnny Lee." I said, "Is he any good?" And I said, he said, "Yeah, he's pretty good." And I said, "Okay, all right." He did that record. He made a record on a small label. He did Red Sails in the Sunset. He said, "That's him." So, and I'm glad to see he's here today as well. But I love Mickey Gilley. I always have. I've loved all of his records. Ladies and gentlemen, make way for Mickey Gilley and his piano.
Thank you, Ralph. Sweet honky tonk wine, and don't you know that it keeps me out of my mind? Oh, she left behind some of that sweet honky tonk wine. While I was out drinking and laughing, a woman of mine was home packing. All she left was a bottle and a note said I had a great time on some of that sweet honky tonk wine. I gave her some sweet, sweet, sweet honky tonk wine. And don't you know that it keeps me barely out of my mind? Oh, she left behind some of that sweet honky tonk wine. I'll play one for you now. How about some guitar? Hey! little fiddle now, don't we? Hey! Fiddle. Eat your heart out, Joey Riley. I'm sitting here feeling empty. That old wine bottle she left me. I can't drink enough to stop me thinking she's out somewhere holding somebody drinking sweet honky tonk wine. Give me some sweet, sweet, sweet honky tonk wine. Don't you know that it keeps me, baby, out of my mind? All she left behind some of that sweet honky tonk wine. Some of that sweet, sweet, sweet honky tonk wine. The reason why I had to give him a ride is I had to try to think of that last verse, because I don't do the whole song anymore, you know. We started dropping things out of it, but it came to me as they started playing.
Well, it was great.
I'd have been lost for the next verse if I hadn't let the gentleman on the fiddle there give us a little part.
Well, they did a great job, and so did you.
Thank you.
Felt like Saturday night at Gilley's, didn't it? We were talking about Gilley's a while ago, Ralph. Did you ever play there? Did you ever do anything there?
Did I ever play there?
Ralph, you had a hit record called Hello Fool.
Yes, I did, didn't I? What was that wonderful song you wrote for me?
That I wrote?
Yes.
I've tried to forget it.
Yes, me too.
I cry at ball
Bill wrote a song called I Cry at Ball Games. I was recording for Mercury, and I only had one record, and that was it, on Mercury. And after they heard that, they said, well, we gave you a shot. But, you know, and looking back on that, and the problem I had with it is I tried to copy your demo. And I thought maybe if I had done it some other way, it would have hit.
That'll teach you. That song wouldn't have been any good with any demo singer.
Oh, I don't know. Ray Charles might have done something with it.
You never know. Ralph said he's insulted everybody in this room. Has anybody got a story? Mo?
I was doing an interview with Ralph one time, and my wife went into labor. Remember that, Ralph?
No.
In Texas. And I got a call, and she had gone into labor with my youngest daughter. And Ralph said, well, we got just a little bit here more, and you can go. We're still rolling, you know?
If she was in labor, that would have been your youngest.
Yeah, that would be my youngest.
Bill, Ralph told me one time, this has stuck with a lot of the fans out there. He interviewed me after I did Rub It In. He said, Crash, he said, you're the only man I know can wear his pants out from the inside. And that stuck with me. The fans still, they remember that, Ralph.
Yes.
Didn't mean this as a compliment.
I remember you were doing all that hip shaking and swiveling and so forth. And this lady came up to the edge of the stage, and her husband came and got her.
Absolutely.
What did you say, T?
Well, I love you, Ralph.
Uh-oh.
To start with, there's a couple of things. I did Nashville Now over 40 times. And I might be the only one in the room that Ralph made my career, because y'all all had hits when y'all were doing Ralph. Y'all already had them. But I came out, and I mean, I got great FaceTime on your show, and people knew who I was, and it was all thanks to you. I had a wonderful time on there. But I had a single that was out, the first one, and it broke the top 40, and I came on to sing. It was called Drowning in Memories. And then I sang a song called I Tell It Like It Used to Be. And Ralph pulled me over and said, that's the hit right there. And another time, I was rocking pretty strong that day, and I wasn't on your show, but you remember the night I just ran in there and cut your tie off with those scissors and then ran back out?
Yeah.
I got it framed.
Do you?
Yeah.
Hey, Bill. Roxanne told me she wanted me to share this story, and this is, if I can say it, it's so perfect because Ralph is here, and Mo's here, and Johnny, because they were on Ralph's show the night that I told this story. Mo knows what I'm going to talk about. Yeah. And I had heard about a new beauty secret that I shared with them about using Preparation H on your face. Johnny's laughing because I thought he was going to fall on the floor. And I had heard that America's oldest teenager, this is what he used to look younger. I won't say who he is. I don't want to get sued in case it ain't.
That would be good part.
Anyway, I did not say that, so sue Mickey if anybody's watching. Anyway, what was so funny is I talked about that, and I'd found out a couple things that if you was going to do this, you should get a new tube if you already had some at home. And it kind of smelled a little funky, and so if you put some moisturizer with it, that made it not smell so bad. Mo said he's afraid to use it, afraid to make his head shrink up real small, he said. And so where I went after that, people kept giving me Preparation H for a long time. So I had enough to give as gifts at Christmas and stuff. But a side part of that is something that happens, you know, a long time after that, because this stuff really is good, I'm telling you. All right. And we were down in Florida, me and Roy, and we was in our coach, and I said, I need some Preparation H because skin is kind of dry in Florida, and I was out. And so they had none at the truck stop, which amazed me. Yeah. They should have some at the truck stop. Anyway, and so down the street, we found out there's a Publix grocery store, and so it was real close to 11 o'clock at night. We drove up. Well, they're closed. I was so disappointed. Well, and there was a guy standing on the sidewalk there, and he had a little name tag, and he was the manager. Well, our bus we had at that time, I could lower this window, and so I said, are you closed? And he went, yes, but he motioned for me to stop. So I lowered the window, and he said, we're closed, but if you'll tell me what you want, I'll go in there and get it. And I looked at him, and I could not think of one other thing that was in that store. I couldn't think of eggs, milk, bread, anything. And my husband's laughing over here, and I looked at him, and he said, I'm not helping you. And so I thought, how bad do I want this? You know, and so I said, well, really all I wanted was some Preparation H. And I'm laughing so hard, I can't tell you. And he laughed, and he said, okay, I'll go get it. And he turned around, he walked a few steps, and he looked back, and he said, do you want the original or suppository? I'm laughing so hard. And I said, just bring me the original. And he goes and gets it and comes back. And I said, how much is it? And he was like $5. So I said, here's $6 to keep the change. And we drove off, and we're just dying. And I said, I've never in my life been so happy that my name is not on my bus. Yeah, right. No, well, it's good, though. Okay. Anyway, I just want to give you an update, Ralph. Okay.
Well, if you do that and you use it that way, you need to be careful because it will make your face want to sit down.
I doubt anybody can follow that, and I guess you've noticed my friends, the Whites, behind me have gotten up and moved to the stage. How about a song from Buck and Shirley?
Thank you. We do this for all the Texans. Elizabeth? Deep within my heart lies a melody, a song of old San Antone, where in dreams I've lived with a memory beneath the stars all alone. It was there I found beside the Alamo enchantment strange as a bloom up above, a moonlit past as only she would know. Still hears my broken song of love. Moon in all your splendor knows only my heart. Call back my road to San Antone. Lips so sweet and tender, like petals fall apart. Speak once again of my love, my song with the words I know still lives in my heart all alone. For that moonlit pass beside the Alamo and rose my rose and oh, who is that? Where are you from, boy? Can y'all sing it again? Moon in all your splendor knows only my heart. Call back my rose, rose of sand. Lips so sweet and tender, like petals falling apart. Speak once again of my love. Song in the words I know still lives in my heart all alone. For that moonlit pass beside the Alamo and rose my rose of San Antone. Levi. Well, it's a wonderful band.
I see the Texas sign. There's lots of Texans here today.
Hey, Buck, Sharon told me a while ago, I did not realize you never worked with Bob Wills.
No.
But you worked with Tommy Duncan.
Yeah, I was too young a fella to work with Bob, I guess. But this was after Tommy left him. And but the dance halls was about the only place to play out there in Texas. Besides churches, I hadn't got into that yet. I did later on.
Same
Where we
crowd.
sang with the kids and the family. Now listen, the way I got into churches was didn't want to take my kids to the dance halls. When they started singing with their mother, we started singing in church. And that's why we do a lot of gospel as well as swinging things.
Well, we sang our share of dance halls anyway.
But yeah, later on when they grew up and we got to play it, we played a lot of dances.
Sharon was telling me that back when you were with Tommy Duncan, that Tommy's the one that actually sang the vocal on Bob Wills' Santa. Said y'all would have to do it 4 or 5 times a night.
Yeah, that's a great song out in Texas, especially.
Dad, tell him, though, you and Mama actually danced to Bob Wills' music.
We did. When I first met her, I was playing with a little old band down in Abilene, Texas, and I met her, and she had blue eyes like that shirt there, man, and a smile yard wide, and I was hypnotized when I first saw her. And anyway, she loved to dance, and I did too. So we made some nice moves together. And first thing you know, here comes these girls.
He got talking about Mama, and he couldn't think about the story. You noticed that? Yeah. But he said those dance halls, they'd be big as a football field, huge places that Bob would play. And he said Mom and him got inside and could barely see the stage, And they wanted to see the music, so he just grabbed her and they danced their way all the way around to the front.
Always dance in a circle.
Everybody in Texas dances in a circle, And he said they danced their way around and just stopped in front of the stage and watched the show from there.
There's a world of pleasure in dancing, You lose a lot of trouble in a song.
Mo, you live in San Antonio, don't you?
I lived in San Antonio. That's where I'm from, San Antonio. But we played all those Texas dance halls. I mean, you've heard of screen wire across the stage. We had a hole in the screen while we'd throw stuff back at them. But when they was talking about the dances, one of the biggest, or the biggest put down, I guess you get, is these people would come up and say, I went to tear that old boy the other night and you couldn't dance to it. you know. And if they couldn't dance to it, it was bad. Or they'd say, by God, I danced to every one of your songs while I was here. And I think, well, great, that's it. That's it.
We was in Texas one night, and these women wanted to hear Cotton Eye Joe. Benny said, we don't play Cotton Eye Joe. And these old rough cowboys sitting there with him, Benny thought, oh my God, we're going to have a free-for-all. But afterwards, they come up and they said, thank you for not playing Cotton Eye Joe. He said, we're sick of it.
Charlie, San Antonio's been pretty good to you musically, hasn't it?
Yes, indeed. It has.
What would we have to do to get you to sing?
You don't have to do nothing but say, go do it.
Go do it. Yeah. Of course, he's got a San Antonio song. Come on.
I think Dave Kirby wrote this, didn't he? Dave Kirby wrote this? Yes. Yeah.
Rain dripping off the brim of my hat, sure is cold today. Here I am walking down 66, wish she hadn't done me that way. Sleeping under a table in a roadside park, a man could wake up dead, but it sure seems warmer than it did in our king-size bed. Is anybody going to San Antonio or Phoenix, Arizona? Any place is alright as long as I can forget I've ever known, girl. They gonna pick a little bitty wind whipping down the neck of my shirt like I ain't got nothing on. But I'd rather fight the wind and rain than what I've been fighting at home. On comes a truck with the U.S. mail, people writing letters back home. Tomorrow she'll probably want me back, but I'll still be just as gone. Is anybody going to San Antonio or Phoenix, Arizona? Any place is alright as long as I can forget I've ever known, girl. Any place is alright as long as I can forget I've ever known, girl. Thank you so much. Isn't that beautiful? Give them a nice round of applause, this band. Y'all are wonderful. Listen, I want to say about that song, I was sitting beside, I think I mentioned it to John Conley yesterday, because Dave Kirby wrote this song, him and Glenn Martin. And my manager was Jack Johnson at the time, and I like, at that time, I would get all my music ready, and I'd live with it. I want to see how I'm going to phrase it. And when those pickers get in there, I want to do it. I don't want to mess up. So I've come in there already. That's where I always wanted to record in the studio. So I get there, and Jack says, Charlie, these guys just brought a song in. Just wrote it. It's called, Is Anybody Going to San Antonio? I said, yeah, but I got all my stuff all ready to go. I said, I don't want to, I never did. I like to just, I've lived with it, the ones I've lived. No, he said, but you need to go listen to it. So I went and listened to it. So I went outside for about maybe 20 minutes or so. I'm over and over till I learned that song. And we co-recorded it, along with all the songs I live with, like I usually do. Now, I get back home after the recording sessions are over. Jack Johnson calls me up and he says, is anybody going to San Antonio is going to be your next single? I said, but now, the wife and I are watching Johnny Carson. Now, y'all remember the guy that guaranteed a victory was Joe Namath, the Broadway Joe, that threw all them passes to Bake Turner but he lives in El Paso. I'll think of his name. But anyway, we laying in bed, and and Johnny Carson said, "Here is Bake Turner from the New York Jets." And he's going to do a song here. Is anybody going to San Antone? And I said, "Honey, look. Hey, they told me they just wrote that. They told Jack we just wrote that song." And he said, "It's going to be my next single." Now, Bake Turner and I had met before, he still is a nice guy. Now, when I get to see him, what am I going to tell him? Here's this guy, he's already established, going to smother me. But anyway, to make a long story short, it went out, and it did what it did, and I met Bake, and he said, "It's all right." I said, "Well, I had nothing to do with it." I tried to tell him I had nothing to do with it. I said, "This is the way I went through all of the thing about I will get all my music ready," and they said, "Go out and do it." They just wrote the song. I said, "Guys will do a whole bunch to get the songs cut." So that's I just thought I'd share that. That was yesterday. He wrote someone song yesterday we were talking.
Wrote Memories to Burn.
Memories, that's right. That's right.
I got the studio
to record
it, yeah.
Gene,
Ray Price was in there already recording it.
There you go. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Charlie. I'm surprised that one of the quietest people in this room today has been a guy over here with a ball cap on the back row that we have all not laughed at, but we've certainly laughed with him and his wonderful records and his incredible music and his musicianship. Ray Stevens. Hey! Why are you so quiet?
I'm enjoying this. I'm listening to all the comments, and one thing I have thought of. You've probably heard this expression: "The older you get, the better you were." Well, this group today disproves that in spades. What can I say? I mean, I have been totally impressed with everything and everybody, and it's just been a great experience. And so, forgive me for not being too vociferous over here, but I've been enjoying myself.
Bill, I want to say something about Ray Stevens.
Do what?
Isn't that Hank Jr.?
No, that's vociferous.
Oh, sorry.
I had a theater there, and Ray had a theater there too. And he came down to see me, and he says, "Well, I would invite you to the show, but I don't have a seat for you."
Oh, I didn't say
that.
Everybody, Branson?
Yeah, and Branson. I said,
Oh,
"Well, look,"
yeah.
I said, "I'll stand up in the back." He said, "Okay, come on down then."
You don't still have your theater out there, do you?
No, I sold it in '06.
Didn't you sell it 2 or 3 times?
That's the third time I sold it. But I think that one took. I sold it to RFD, the cable channel, and they're doing great. They're, as you probably know, they've they're in a building process, and Ralph can tell you more about them than I can, but they're doing great.
You got to show them.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of what the Nashville Network used to do before it went away, and we're grateful to them.
Well, I'm grateful at 74, almost 75, to have a job.
God, you're old.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but they started running. They got permission from Willie Nelson, who owns the properties that Showbiz used to produce. They got permission to run the old Porter Wagner shows with Dolly, the old Wilburn Brothers shows with Loretta, and Pop Goes the Country. And they had a great deal of success with that.
Nashville on the road, though.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know they were running Nashville on the road, but they were running a series of the shows that had formerly been produced by Showbiz. And the ratings were very good. The reaction was terrific. And it's how I got a job. Originally, they wanted me to go to Branson and work 5 nights a week recreating Nashville Now. And I said, no, at my age, I'm not ready to start a new career.
Right.
All my friends are in Nashville. All my family's in Nashville. if you got something I can do in Nashville, I'll do it. So Monday nights at 6 o'clock Central, that's my time to do Ralph Emery Live. They have recently added Crook and Chase just a couple of weeks ago, and they have added also the infamous Don Imus, doing a televised version of his radio show. And so they're growing, and the next move, we hope, will be for Comcast to take us aboard. They sent over a 47-page contract, and I think the lawyers have all been through that now for several months, and I think very soon now they will be on Comcast.
Hey, Jim Ed, maybe they'll bring back Fandango and You Can Be a Star.
There's another show out now called Fandango. Have you seen that?
No.
That they took the name of your show, and it's on a network.
My lawyer will be in touch.
Yeah.
Ray Stevens, can we get you over to the piano and get a song out of you?
Come on, Ray.
Are you unplugged, Ray?
This guy is.
This is Viagra water. Wait a minute, it's Niagara water. That explains last night. Anyway. Let's see. I was going to do a lip sync, but let's see. You know, I really was gonna do a track, and since nobody's offered to play it, I'll just do this. Everything is beautiful in its own way, like a starry summer night or a snow-covered winter's day. Everybody's beautiful in their own way. Under God's heaven, the world's gonna find a way. And there is none so blind. You can play the drums if you want to. You will not see. We must not close our mind. We must let our thoughts be free. For every hour that passes by, you know the world gets a little bit older. Time to realize beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. And everything is beautiful in its own way, like a starry summer night, snow-covered winter's day. Everybody's beautiful. Everybody's beautiful, oh, in their own way. Under God's heaven, the world's gonna find a way.
Since you're doing things that you didn't even plan to do or rehearse, you made a fabulous record on an old gospel song that everybody in this room can sing on. Could you do just a little bit of Turn Your Radio On?
You betcha, yeah. That's let's see. Well, come and listening to a radio station where the mighty hosts of heaven sing. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn
wanna feel those good vibrations coming from the joy that His love can bring. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Oh, listen to the music in the air. Turn your radio on. And glory share. Turn your lights down low. Listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. Woo. Well, don't you know that everybody is a radio receiver? All you gotta do is listen for the call. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. If you listen, then you will be a believer, leaning on the truth that will never fall. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Oh, listen to the music in the air. Turn your radio on. And glory share. Turn your lights down low. Oh, listen to the Master's radio. They know it. That's really Let's do that again. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God. Radio on.
Hey, if you like that one, you're going to love this one. Or this one.